Okay, so the first day that I attended Dr. Robinson's class, the discussion started off with basically a little background information about Jordan. And I was a little confused as to where it was going, but once he started to give out certain facts, I could tell it was going towards the or Jordan as a sneaker brand. He went on to give us a few facts that suggested that basically Jordan doesn't really care about his consumers, doesn't care about the conditions of the people that are making his sneakers are in, and doesn't really care about standing up for the things that someone of his stature could definitely stand up for and could build a following. Great, I guess you could say, a great amount of people to follow behind him. Dr. Robinson went on to say that on a few causes that Jordan could have spoken up about and gotten a lot of attention brought to, he decided to be silent, which is a little shocking to me, but considering the fact that he apparently left the NBA because he didn't want to follow the rules or because he had an issue following the rules, and then he created this sneaker brand that I'm sure he had never any idea of it becoming what it became, and just the fact that he releases a certain amount of sneakers and violence is surrounded by these sneakers. People steal these sneakers. People beat people up to get these sneakers. People fight for these sneakers. And people stand on lines hours waiting for these sneakers to pay $150 to $200 depending on kids or men's to buy these sneakers. And it's kind of just like, is it really worth it? And as a Jordan fan myself, I had to, 2 Christmases ago, I had to remove myself from the whole hype of it all because I was waiting for a pair of sneakers. I had gone to 3 different malls. I have been waiting online for hours. It's close to 6 o'clock in the morning, and they finally let us in to the mall. Well, this is the second time. The first time, it was close to midnight. They finally let us into the mall, but prior to letting us into the mall, you couldn't be in the mall parking lot. So you had to strategically plan a way to park close to the mall without getting caught by the mall security. And again, I went through this. I'm not really sure why, but I thought this was totally normal. So we finally make it to the doors. This cop there, it's mall security there, and it's about 150 people rushing to get into the doors, and it's all glass doors. They finally open them, and you would think just the fact that they're opening them, okay, everyone's calm. No, everyone bum rushed the door. A girl my size was trampled by grown men and just other people trying to get the sneakers. And it was a predominantly white mall, South Park Mall in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a higher end mall that we do have in Charlotte. So, of course, as soon as that went down, they decided not to release the sneakers, told everyone to go home because South Park didn't want those type of people in their mall. They later released the sneakers at a later date where it was clearly, or a later time in that day, where it was clearly less black people, and predominantly a lot of the people that got those sneakers were white. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but just the fact that we subject ourselves to this treatment where it's okay for any brand to control us to the point where we're doing stuff like that, like waiting online and hurting other people and just sacrificing so much just to spend money for someone who doesn't sacrifice anything for us. Like Michael Jordan, what does he do for African Americans? What foundations does he have that help us? What does he give back to the community besides opening up dealerships and making sneakers? And he's making these sneakers and he's paying people across the world close to nothing to suffer again to make these sneakers. And it brings you to a point where you do kind of have to decide, like, regardless of the sneakers being cool, regardless of you wanting to stay kind of with the trends, like what's right and what's wrong. And Michael Jordan is not right. What he's doing is not right. Buying Jordans, it's really not right. And like I said, I was kind of already feeling against it since before the conversation, but the conversation that we had in class with Dr. Robinson and with my peers, it definitely has swayed my whole opinion, and I just kind of can't continue to support someone who doesn't support us. Thank you.